Hello and welcome to Meadow Bakery. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this delicious blueberry pie. So I've already made my pastry. I've got some flour in the bowl and I add cut pieces of butter to it. To find out more about making this pastry, click on the link on the video above. I'm making what's called sweet short crust pastry. This is great pastry for pies. I've already done videos showing the details on how to make it, so you just click the link above and it will take you to the video. I've rubbed in my butter and my pastry is looking like this. You can use custard sugar or icing sugar. I've got this very interesting flavor that I have blueberry and lemon. This will work perfectly with my blueberry and lemon pie. I'm going to use this to flavor my pastry, or you can just use custard sugar. Okay, I've added my sugar and the eggs into this. I'm going to mix it until it's just too thick to mix with this, and then I finish off with my hands. You can watch more details on it in the video that I talked about. For this particular recipe, I doubled the sweet short crust pastry. At this stage now, I put some flour on my work surface and put my dough on it. Okay, so now you've made your pastry as per the video that I told you to watch. You put some flour on your work surface and then you start to gently knead it. Just be very gentle. If it sticks some more on your work surface, all you need to do is add some more flour and put it back on there and just shape it. Just gently knead it like that. I need about 2/3 for the bottom and the sides of the pie, and I'll keep this one for the top. So I get some cling film, put it on there and just flatten it a bit, wrap it up and put it in the fridge while I work on this on this dough. Put a bit of flour on top, and I need a bit more on the bottom. Put my pastry on there, slightly flour my rolling pin, and then roll this out. Roll it and then turn it like that, then roll again. It helps keep the circle shape a lot better if you roll and turn it, and it also prevents it from sticking. I need a bit more flour on there, and lift up the other side. Add some more flour. Okay, this side is okay, and roll it again. The pastry is the thickness that I want, which is about this thick. I'm going to get my rolling pin and roll my pastry onto there like that. Okay, and get my pie dish and unroll the pastry into it like that. Can you see that? I fit it into the base. I press it down onto the base of the pie dish and go around all the edges. I'm going to cut off a bit of excess like that. You can use those pieces on top of the pie. I need some to hang on the sides just a little bit because it shrinks a bit while it's baking. So just to give room for shrinking, you can leave some on the sides. My pie dish is prepared. I'm going to put this in the fridge while I work on the filling. The pie that I'm making is a blueberry and lemon pie. So I've got some nice fresh blueberries in here, and I'm going to add some lemon zest. I got my zester here, and I just add the zest of 1 lemon. Make sure not to use the white part because the white part is quite bitter. So you just need the colored flesh. Some extra lemon flavor, I'm going to add some juice into there. Just use your hands to catch any of the seeds that may be in the lemon. I would say about a tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm going to add sugar to this mixture. I'm using my flavored icing sugar, but you can use caster sugar. I'm going to add some flour. You can add plain flour or corn flour. This helps to thicken the juices that will come from the blueberries, because when the blueberries are cooking, they release some juices. So the flour just helps to thicken those juices. And then mix this together. This smells absolutely amazing. I love lemon and blueberry. It's a very nice combination of flavors. To put this to one side while I make the top of the pie. So I got this out of the fridge. I'm going to add the other one on top from the one that I cut off from the excess while preparing the pie tin. Need this. Put some flour on the work surface. Turn it. I'm going to turn it one more time and roll. I'm going to put a bit of flour on it and then roll it onto my rolling pin and put this to one side. Okay, now I've got my pie pastry. It was chilling in the fridge. I'm going to add the blueberry mixture. Oh, this is absolutely amazing. It smells delicious and it will taste absolutely great. Now I get the pastry that I prepared earlier, that I rolled up, and I'm going to unroll it on top of the pie like that. Press it in, and you see that there's excess pastry there, which will cut off soon. But in the meantime, I'm just pressing it to seal the sides together. Go around the edges, cutting off all the excess pastry. See? So that it reveals just the edge of your pie dish. You can use this pastry to make some designs for the top of your pastry if you like. And I'm going to get a fork to seal the sides down. Turning the bowl makes it easier. Some of it came off. You just put it back on there and press it down. Use a fork again and it's done. So I've decorated all my sides with a fork. I'm going to make a hole in the middle of the pastry. This lets the steam out. I think I'm going to make it into a star like that. Something like that. That'll work. Just to let the steam out. I've got some excess pastry. You can use this to make some decorations that will go on the top of your pie. You can make stars, circles, or any other shapes that you like. So you roll it out, and then you can use like a square cutter like that. Cut a few squares. You can leave it blank if you like. If you like that design, no problem. You can make some shapes. This just avoids wasting some pastry. These out of the way and bring my pie dish closer. So it doesn't have to be in any particular way. Whatever you think is right. Go around. You can gently press them in so that they fuse with the other pastry. Just do it gently. You can be as creative as you like with pie filling, but this is just a basic introduction to how to decorate pies, so it doesn't really matter how you do it. And then I'm going to add egg wash on the top. So I've got some milk and an egg in there. Whisk it together and brush all over your pastry. You'll notice that the edges of the pie are quite thin. So depending on your oven, you may need to add something to the edges. You can put a piece of foil all around the edges, or there's a pie shield that you can buy. and you can put it on top of your along the edges so that they don't burn. This egg wash gives a nice golden brown shine to your pies, but make sure your oven is not too hot, because when you put egg wash, it can actually start to darken quicker than your pie cooks, and then it ends up looking burnt. It won't be burnt, but it'll be really, really dark, that it looks almost burnt. So you know your oven best. If it's browning too quickly, you can cover it with foil to prevent it from burning, and you can also reduce your oven temperature. Okay, so that's my pastry done. I'm going to now put this in the oven to bake until slightly golden brown on top, and that may take about an hour. Okay, the pie is now ready. You leave this to settle for about an hour at least, or a couple of hours if you want it really cold. This helps to make the juices settle. As you can see, they're still bubbling in there, so when you cut it, you have juices flowing all over the place. But if you want your pie to hold its shape, leave it to set. The longer you leave it, the better it gets. So I'm going to leave this, and then we'll cut it later and show you what it looks like inside. My pie has slightly cooled down. I'm going to cut the first slice and show you what it looks like. Look at that. If your pie has cooled down a lot and you want it warm, you can just put it in the microwave for a few seconds and it will be warm again. I'm going to serve this with some ice cream. Put some on top. It tastes absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon. For more videos like this, visit my website www.meadowbrownbakery.com. Please like and subscribe to my channel.